Since 1961, Quartz Plumbing has offered friendly, reliable service to residences all over Bergen County, New Jersey. We are a fourth-generation family-owned business, unmatched in customer satisfaction and professionalism while working in your home. We are the hydronic heating and water filtration specialists, with a workmanship guarantee to put you at ease so you can rest comfortably. We offer financing for those big projects that catch you off guard, and we have a network of excellent contractors in all fields for any project you wish to tackle. Call our responsive office team, and we'll dispatch a handsome and educated technician to lay the smackdown on all your plumbing issues. You can also find us at quartzplumbing.com, search us on Google, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Like, subscribe, and share, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Plum Bums Podcast, the blue collar tradesman show where we talk about small business and entrepreneurship, the Everyman's Podcast. I'm Phil, co-host Max. How you doing?
I'm great. You got it right on the first time for the new year.
I usually get it right on the first half. The second half, the intermission, after we have a couple shots, I get it wrong.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How are you lately? We don't
Doing
talk
all
much
right.
anymore.
I know. We don't.
talk anymore.
You're moving on to greener pastures.
I am?
Yeah.
What are you talking
I
about?
heard you're doing big things.
What are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere.
Getting sponsorships and
We're getting sponsorships. Why are you trying to like sneak yourself out of here to find another place to work?
I'm just saying.
I'm getting that vibe and it's making me nervous.
You've been weird.
Actually, you
have
can
been
leave.
weird. You've been weird for like a month. That sweater,
Longer than a month.
all of those things.
Okay, listen.
New year, new Phil. You know?
Yeah. Doing weird things.
Folks, this is our guest, Matthew. We're going to introduce Matthew in a few minutes, but first I'm going to give a verbal smackdown to Max here about my sweater.
I think it's
wait.
because Frankie's not here.
I want you to tell me why you don't like this sweater.
That sweater screams feathers.
Feathers in Riverhead?
Yeah.
Great drink specials
Give
on
them
Wednesday,
a
by
shout
the way.
out. Give them a shout out. How about that?
Matt knows.
I know. Hey, listen, you want half price drinks? You know where to go.
Let's tell you.
You want half price drinks and nice compliments? You gotta.
I'm telling you, Feathers. Okay, let's talk about Feathers for a minute. Feathers has been there for 150 years. First of all,
Really?
we are officially their plumbers. Not that long, but my aunt.
Well, it looks like a staple. It looks
Listen,
like
my aunt, who is 68 now, used to go there when she was in her 20s. It was the only gay bar around.
Same talent on the stage now and then.
Same thing, bro. Have you ever been in there?
No,
Okay.
but I have heard the.
We're
drink
going
specials
there
are good.
after this. We record this show. I'm going to show the guys
You're
what's
gonna need
up.
a lot more than that bottle over there
It's
to get me
not-
to go to Feathers.
not happening.
Let me ask you something. You walk into a bar and you're just treated nicely and showered with compliments. What's so bad about that?
You know what? You're absolutely right.
So a dude touches your butt a little bit. Like, what's wrong?
We're starting at the butt. You can't start at the shoulder. Like, why are we already on the butt?
Anyway, okay. So,
I'm sorry, I diverted already.
So
I apologize.
this reminds you of Feathers. What you're saying?
No, you
It's
just
a
said
winter-
something. You just
it's a
said
winter
something to me
sweatshirt.
off the show, so I had to say something to you on
All
the
right.
show.
So my sweater and your hair. What's going on with that?
I'm growing it out.
Listen,
I'm growing it out. You grow out your hair every once in a while.
I know, but my hair is like nice. Like, let's talk about this hair. Let's
I've
talk
taken
about this
pictures.
mop.
I've taken pictures of your hair. The people don't see the people.
The people-
don't see the back.
I know.
It looks like you got a yammy in the back.
Well, because I took a nap before we
celebrating
started.
Hanukkah.
Before I took it. When does Hanukkah start anyway?
It ended.
It ended?
Started on Christmas Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Did it?
I
Yep.
believe it did. Yeah.
Doesn't it vary every
The
year?
blasphemy.
Yes, it does vary every year. Some days it's
I
early,
need, to
some days it's
I
late.
need to reiterate that Max is Jewish, so he's able to make those jokes.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I think this sweater is nice. It's comfortable. It matches with this vest.
I think you're trying to
to
compensate because Frankie's not around. You left Frankie in Ohio.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Frankie.
I think that's why
Matt,
you've been.
you know, we have a pug that rides around with us in the truck.
Yes, I do actually.
We have a pug that rides around with us in the truck. Frankie's the face of the company. She's on the website.
She's dead.
She's not dead.
No,
She's all over the podcast. She's not dead.
So I was like, wow, we're
No.
airing this out. Like,
We just have to. There was dead air, and I had to shock.
So
people.
I went for the first time in years.
That
to
was
see-
shocking,
to
all
s-
right there.
Yeah, we wouldn't break the news like that. First of all, I went for the first time in years to see my family for the holidays, which has been a very long time. I haven't seen my parents. I haven't been out there for Christmas in a long time. And I bring Frankie, and Frankie's obsessed with my mom.
Because she's fed
loves.
like on her back grapes, like a Roman
with little leg massages
Roman
on her
emperor.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I already
She's
know.
obsessed with my mom.
You're painting the picture, and that's my mother with my dog.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's all mothers and all grand dogs.
So we talked about this on a couple episodes ago. Frankie is having spinal problems. I got a couple quotes from 2 vets, and they both quoted me upwards of $15,000 for surgery.
That's insane.
So what my parents are doing is they're going to give her turmeric, and they're going to do the whole like organic way to like, help her joints and stuff. And they're going to take her to the chiropractor 2 to 3 times a week. And so I said, okay, why don't you take her for the next month? Do your little thing. I'll send you money. So I've been sending them money and food and stuff like that. And we'll see if Frankie makes an improvement. But I miss the dog.
How old is Frankie?
Frankie now is
7.
She's going to be 7 this year. 2025, 7.
Wow.
She was born on St. Patrick's Day.
It's a great day.
She came from
Said
my
the Italian.
sister.
Says the
All
Italian.
right.
Yeah.
She came from my sister.
Yeah.
My sister, wouldn't get rid of the dog, even though she couldn't like take care of the
She
dog.
really- yeah.
And the only person that she would give her
She
to,
beat the dog.
Okay. All right.
the only person that she would give her to is him.
Yeah.
So I
And
brought.
Frankie she became the face of the company. His dog comes to work. They both ride around in the trucks. They see the world. They have the best life.
And customers okay with the dog in the house?
Well, we'll keep. So this is how we do it because people ask that. We'll bring the dogs in the truck. They're always riding in the truck. And then if they have a dog, we'll make a comment about it.
Okay.
But for the most part, if they stay in the truck, first of all, they have the purple mattress dog bed. They have the water dish. They have the treats. They have the toys. These dogs that's a palace in the truck.
All in the truck.
Oh, all in the truck.
We're like in the center of the 2 seats.
in the
kind
center of
of
the
thing?
2
Yeah.
seats. It's a whole environment set up for these guys. So they live the life. These dogs are the most spoiled dog.
They're
Yes.
very spoiled.
But for the next month, Frankie's out there getting rehabilitation for my parents. And
Sounds like an Aaron Rodgers retreat.
She's smoking ayahuasca
Yeah, seriously.
in the
You're talking about
rainforest of
turmeric
Brazil.
and physical therapy. That sounded great.
I miss the squishiness.
Yeah.
I miss the
barking
grunts.
when I come in the morning to the shop where she's already here.
It's been a week. It's been a couple weeks since Christmas, and I miss Frankie. So.
She sleep in bed with you?
No, she does not do that.
So now you got the whole bed to
she
yourself.
snores
Oh yeah.
like crazy, dude. Like he'll watch her every once in a while. He'll put her in like the shed down the street
Yeah.
because like she just snores.
That's too funny.
But yeah, I miss her. So we'll see. We'll see what the next month brings for Frankie.
Hopefully she gets better because the $15,000 surgery is out of the question.
So
Hashtag
what else
Frankie
is going
strong.
on?
Huh?
What else have we got going on?
What else?
2024 has come to a close. We're
I
now in
feel like
2025.
2025 is going to be. It's a good number. It's a nice,
I'm hoping
even
for that.
number for like the.
You made a
know?
comment before that I've been acting weird, and I don't know what you totally mean by that, but I know my demeanor has changed, and I will be honest with you guys that 2024 mentally and emotionally broke me.
I finished school. You finished school last year.
Yeah.
I finished school. I just feel like it's going to be good things.
We need something to change. We need something
Yeah.
to break. 2024 destroyed my soul.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to make a comment. I don't need to make a comment on
Why?
it.
They don't know.
Because-
Tell them. Be
no.
open and honest.
It's just.
Just
Be open and honest, microphone head.
This is,
It's okay. We're here for
I
you.
understand it's a safe space. I'm just
Look
saying.
at that hair, bro.
Yo, don't be jealous.
Do you even put a comb through, or do
Don't
you
be-
just let it
He can't. I
all
put it-
natural?
I
Dude,
put it through.
his
I-
hair is like a cornfield. It's got the thickest hair in the world.
Just
You
gets
can't put a
lost in
comb
there.
through it.
Yeah. Well,
Folks, let's do it. Let's do an official introduction of our phenomenal guest this week.
Introduce the guest.
We have Matthew Facone.
Whoa! Why does everyone always want to do that?
Because I had to do it because of the Italian.
It is Italian. It is
some
Italian.
sort of
Matthew
mobster.
Yeah, I would always tell people the
Matthew Facone.
F word, and then I don't want to say it.
Co-owner of Great Foods in Oradell, New Jersey. Great Foods. Locally, if you don't know Great Foods, you should. It's in a great location. You guys got a great location there
Oh, my God.
on the death curve of Oradell.
I could. Oh my god! What I see over there, crossing Kinderkamak, is terrible.
Listen, it's hard to find a good deli It's hard, and it's a diamond in the rough to find a good deli, and Great Foods, I say, delivers because
Appreciate that.
You guys do delicious sandwiches. Your bread, you have quality bread.
Thank you.
That is one thing that kills a sandwich is crappy bread, and that's why Jersey Mike sucks. And I have no problem saying that.
Whoa! I have to stop you
Jersey
there.
Mike sucks.
I don't think they suck.
Are you both on Jersey Mike sucks?
No. I like Jersey
I
Mike's.
like
love
it.
Jersey Mike's.
I can't stand their bread, dude. It's like a sponge.
I'm gonna
He'll eat
give
at
you.
Subway.
No, if I'm
He'll eat
desperate,
at Subway.
Are you Blippy guy too?
I like
Yeah.
Oh,
take
now their
Blippy.
bread sucks.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
I'm gonna give you your quintessential order at Jersey Mike's. Okay, you're going
I'm
to
writing
write
it
it down. Take notes. I'll give you the whole order.
Club
You're
sub.
gonna get the. I forget what they call it. Yeah, club soda. We're all on diets.
No,
club
club
soda.
sub. Club sub.
Club sub. No, you got to get the Southwest cheesesteak with the chipotle aioli. All right, and then it's gonna be on the Parmesan bread. And then you're going to get a side of garden fresh salsa sun chips. That's the red bag if you were
Ooh, I like
curious.
that. Okay.
That is the best. That is the best order you'll ever get there.
I never
Not the
thought to get their
Italians.
hot food
Oh,
there.
dude, the cheesesteaks?
I like.
I
So
don't want
good.
to talk too much about other food,
Yeah, no,
food
sorry.
places. We do want to focus
Back
on
here.
Great Foods,
Yeah,
but I
apologize.
can't get over their bread. And I'll tell you this: what pissed me off about Jersey Mike's. I went to the one locally, and I go, "This is the sandwich I want. Can you toast the bread?" He goes, "No, we can't do that." I was like, "What do you mean you can't do that? You physically can't do it, or policy can't do it?" He's like, "Yeah, we can't. We're not allowed to do that." I was like, "Bro, take my bread and put it on the freaking toaster right now. I'm asking you to toast my sandwich.
Yeah.
How do you not make a toasted sandwich?" He wouldn't give me a reason. He wouldn't give me a rhyme. Where you can't toast your sandwich. I was like, okay, then I'm out. I'm not getting Jersey Mike's, dude.
And you left.
And I left.
Oh,
That was it. I will hold a grudge.
If he X's you,
Good for you, man.
if you don't toast his sandwich,
Because I would eat the sandwich and then talk smack, but I
will
still
not
would
give
have
them
got my
the
sandwich. No, I'm
I will
sorry.
not give them the satisfaction. I will hold a grudge
Oh
to
man,
a business.
This
to
dude
the
has
day I die.
X'd so many.
But it's
so
funny too because
many-
it's Jersey Mike's that they're probably like, yeah, who's Phil, you know? But like if you came
Yeah.
into my store and you were like that, I would have talked about it for like 6 months. I'd be like, remember that one guy stormed out? I would have gotten 6 different toasters, you know, like I would have went on a tangent because
This is why a local deli is
Yes.
so important. You guys, so let's talk about Great Foods. You have been in there for 2 years almost, right?
correct, yeah, almost right on the cusp of it.
Right on the cusp of 2
Yep.
years.
Ownership, yep.
You guys rehab that whole place. How long were you closed for?
We actually did not close when we took over. So we took over from the previous owner that was there for almost 30 years. And Brian and I, luckily, are young, spry individuals that will just work as long as we need to get stuff done. But we also don't like clutter. So
Good.
The
Fair enough.
previous owner was individual like to keep a lot of things because you never know when you're going to need that box or that piece of wood, you know, that type of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm more of like, I haven't used that in a day. It's going in the garbage.
Yeah.
And I can't stand clutter. I have a little bit of OCD, and a lot of chefs do. So that's definitely helpful in our field. So if something's just out of place, I have to move it or it needs to get moved. So yeah, we just over time slowly started to get away of some of the clutter and just makes things fresh. So people say it all the time. Oh my God, it looks great in here. What have you done? Nothing.
Just declutter.
Yeah,
Other
no,
than
it-
decluttered it.
The layout is the same, but it just feels cleaner.
Yeah.
Well, that countertop. That spans the whole
And I have to be fortunate because we did take over when COVID, I guess, was on the downslope and people were forgetting about it. So for the year and a half before we took over, Steven very smartly created like those walls made with plastic and put them over the whole counter so he could still operate professionally
okay, yeah.
and within like the guidelines and still make money because that's
So
all.
you didn't put in that whole long counter that spans the whole length of
No,
the deli.
that was still there. But people made
I
it.
gotcha.
People were like, "Oh my God, it looks so fresh and open in here," because all we did was take those down.
Yeah.
Because we were like, no one's
Yeah.
worried about that anymore. If you have a cold, then you wear a mask and you don't come to work and blah blah blah, whatever. But once we took those down, people were like, "Oh my God, it's so big in here."
Dude, your display case is just, I'm picturing it in my mind because I was in there the other day.
I thought your mouth was watering.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's just, Great Foods has a repertoire of being top-notch deli.
Thank you.
Your display is delicious. I mean, you see the pre-made food in there. It's so,
it's
oh my
nice.
gosh. Nothing beats a good local deli. And I'm not going to talk about the other one that we go to, which is phenomenal, which I would
I'm
love
gonna
to
cut
get
you
him on.
off, Phil, because if we're gonna do this podcast, we need to get something straight.
Okay.
All right. Great Foods is not a deli. Great Foods is a gourmet market.
Great Foods is a
You heard it
gourmet
here
market.
first, folks. Don't call it a deli, all right? I can list a couple of delis
Don't
in
call it a
Oradell and
comeback.
River.
Great Foods is a gourmet
It is
market.
a gourmet market
And that it is.
because
I mean,
we
you
sell
guys-
a lot of other things other than deli
Well, you
sandwiches.
do pre-made dinners. You do pre-made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got, all kinds of seafood and chicken and beef options, fresh soups daily.
Dude,
and
the-
I'm talking fresh.
The back work that has to go into that is.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And you should see the people that we have doing it. It's a very small crew.
Is it?
But they are like
They're ready to go.
animals.
If you get the right guys in there, I'm
Oh
sure
my
it
God.
makes
And
it
I've
a million times
seen
easier.
the right guys who I have, and I've seen the not right guys.
Yeah.
So, I am not me. Shout out to Brian, my partner, because I'm co-owner of Great Foods. So, Brian, we are fortunate to have the best people in the back.
Good.
Obviously the people in the front are the faces. They're the people who say hi to people
Right,
and
right.
actually make the sandwiches, and they are very important. But without the people I have in the back, obviously myself, but without Segundo, Victor, and Veronica, they are workhorses. They are,
That's
what do you
good.
need? I'll get it done, and then that's it. No BS about it.
It's good to appreciate your employees.
Oh my God. Because as a true owner, you're nowhere without your employees.
Yeah. It's true. Anyway.
Were you a chef?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you? Did you go to school?
No. I went to, so I have a bachelor's. So some people don't think I even have a bachelor's. I do have a bachelor's in hospitality management from Fairleigh Dickinson. But I did not go to culinary school. I wanted to come out of high school, and my mother was very hard on my education because she did not get a bachelor's until very later in life, and
Okay.
she saw how important that was to have it. She's extremely intelligent. She has an associate's, and now she has a bachelor's. And I wish she would have for her master's, but she didn't get the chance to. But she was like, "You need to go to school." I wanted to work in the industry, and then, grow from there. And she said, "No, you have to go to school." So I chose the closest thing other than culinary school. I just chose hospitality manager so I can understand how to manage people
Right.
in situations. And then I also just worked in different places while I did that.
So your education has come in handy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When did you graduate?
FDU, I graduated 2014. I spent
2014.
4 years at Bergen, if you could believe it.
Did you?
Oh my God, did I? Did I ever? But I did graduate with my associates from there. All right, so I don't know. Do you want me to dive in right away?
Sure,
Are we
yeah.
diving right
Go
off the high
for it.
dive?
Yeah.
All right. So
This is your episode.
It's the kiddie pool. 4 years for an associate.
So I actually wanted to be a therapist when I was growing up. All right. So
Wow.
all right. So I started working at Great Foods when I was 12. All right.
Okay. So you got it.
All right. I started working at Great Foods when I was 12. My mom, a divorced mother, she worked extremely hard. She worked during the week, and then she also worked for Steven on the weekends doing catering parties. She would work 2-3 parties a weekend. And I think 12 years old, I was probably in 7th or 8th grade, and it was spring break, and she didn't want me, doing nothing at home,
Yeah.
rotting away. She goes, "You're going to go work at Steve's." And I went there. I worked every day, and
I
just like that.
respect that ethic, man. 100%.
Basically, that's how I got the job. All right. So I was there from 2012, so 2002 to 2012. I was there for 10 years. All right. Obviously, going to school and doing various other things. But my employment there, this is crazy because when I wrote my first resume, they were like, "Oh, how long have you worked there?" I was like, "Well, I've worked there since 2002." And they were like, "Well, how old are you?" And it's like this whole blah, blah, blah story. But yeah, so my first installment was 10 years. But
Gotcha.
while, again, I was, 12 years old. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I was just making money. I was only a 12-year-old kid that had money of his own,
Right.
a lot of my other friends were getting money from their parents and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Luckily, my mom also taught me how to save, but that's another story for another time. But I wanted to be a therapist. I went to therapy when I was a kid. I loved how just the communication and the listening and just the conversation like this. I love conversation. I'm a big talker. My wife always tells me to shut the hell up, but I like to talk. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
So I'm at Bergen. Now we're back to Bergen, full circle. And I'm sitting there. I'm not the best student. Who is?
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I show up, but do I take the best notes? Do I sit still? Can I, listen? Yeah, I could do those things, but only when I
If you
really
want
need
to.
to. Yeah, only when I really need to. If I need to really pass this test, I'm going to listen to the other person's test. You know what I'm saying? With my eyes. But I remember sitting now at Bergen already for 3 years, and I remember sitting and going, all right, what do I need to pass and do to finally get out of Bergen? I'm tired of coming here. It's only supposed to be 2-year school, and I'm already done with my 3rd year. And they said, listen, you're here for a psychology major. You still need all this stuff. If you just do a couple more classes in gen ed, you'll get out of here in 1 more year. I said, just mark me down for that. And my therapy career was over before it even started.
Really?
Yeah. But this whole time, I'm still working at the store, still doing different things. Again, now I worked at the store through, high school, college, all 4 years of Bergen. I worked at the store. That's the best thing about the store is that I was able, when I call it the store, we are talking about Great Foods. I always refer to it as the store.
Great Foods is the store, guys.
Great Foods is the store. I was fortunate enough to have a great relationship with Steven. So I said, Steven, here's my fall semester. I go to school these days. I'm here all the other days. And that's how
And
it
he
worked
worked
out.
it out with you.
Always. So that was my
It's a good boss.
very good boss. Very, very good boss.
You enjoyed working for him and stuff, and you learned a lot.
Phil, I could.
Lay it on me.
we would need to have 6 more podcasts for me to tell you how
I got
much I
space to
appreciate.
fill up, so
all right,
you're welcome.
awesome. Yeah, sign me up for next week. Steven, he's the old owner of Great Foods Market. Like I said, I was a product of a divorced mother, so I didn't really have a father at home. So it was very nice
that is
to
nice.
have Steven to bounce manly questions and ideas off of
Yeah.
every once in a while. But he also was an extremely hard worker, and I got some of my work ethic from him as well. Also some of
That's-
my craziness.
That's great, though.
Yeah. No. Really good relationship.
You learn a lot. Listen, when you're working for somebody, you learn a lot. I worked for a pool company for a long time, and the owner, I developed a relationship with the owner that he guided me and taught me a lot of things, not just about the business, but about life. That's how it works.
Oh, absolutely. And I
You
think
know?
it's great that, like you said, and like I said before, you're working with the owner.
Yeah.
You're in a business working with the owner. The owner's not just coming in nice shoes and a shirt,
Yeah.
shaking hands, kissing babies. Like he's
Right.
in there at
He's
4
doing the
o'clock in the
thing.
morning,
Yeah.
the grind, like that is what I respect about any owner of
Yeah.
a small business is that they are in there grinding every day with their workers.
So when did you get to the point? 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when did you get to the point where you say, I'm going to buy this old place that I used to work for? Like, how did that go down?
It's a very complicated question, Phil.
Okay.
So I worked, like I said, up to 2012. I did end up work a couple different places. So I worked at Great Foods for a long time, but when I finally dove in and said, all right, culinary industry is where I want to be. Obviously now therapy is out. I still have a passion for it. Still like to talk and listen, but I'm not carrying anybody. So I go. All right.
Food is the best cure anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right on that. And I've given a lot of my life already to this. I worked here for 10 years, but I'm still a very small grunt in the industry.
Right.
I never worked in an actual restaurant, at that point.
Never waited tables or anything like that?
No, never waited tables.
I have a long background in the restaurant business.
Are you a server?
I was a server, bartender, manager, everything you can think of.
So,
Cook,
and
everything.
I think that is what makes you a good individual. You yourself.
You care to weigh in on that?
I think he's a good person. I think he's just an angry person.
How's his patience level?
Oh, 0.
Now it's
With him.
No.
How's your patience level with customers?
high.
What do you?
No, he's got good.
That's a serious
I will
question.
say this,
That's just-
what you said with your
I'm
boss.
kind of
Yeah.
patient with you.
That's what I said. That's what I just said.
To-
You have
to a
high
point.
patience.
To a point.
To a point.
You
Yeah.
have no. What people don't understand, like what you said, to have a good teacher is also about patience. Like in your business, if you're patient with somebody,
100%.
I came into this business knowing nothing,
And you worked with him.
and I worked with
the
him
whole time.
and I worked
Yeah.
with him the whole
Just
time,
me and him.
and you just have to be willing to
It's
work.
been me and him the whole
taught
time.
me
That's gonna
from-
make you feel pretty good, though.
from
Yeah, it does. I just want to hear him tell me he loves me for once in my life.
You gotta tell him every once in a while.
not happening. You can go to therapy. There's your guy right there.
Oh, I'll listen. I got you. I won't even charge you because I don't have my license, so it's fine.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry to go off that.
No. Please, by all means, no. But I think that working in the restaurant industry,
Everyone should.
every person, it's like the military, and in other countries they're forced to do 2 years. I think every person
Everyone
should do
should.
2 years in the restaurant industry. It could be a dishwasher to a server to a bartender to a hostess. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
I think it gives
I
you
totally agree.
such a respect for people.
I have transferred so much knowledge from the restaurant business, and I worked as a builder. I have transferred so much wisdom and knowledge from the restaurant business to this industry. It's ridiculous.
Everything involves customer service.
Well,
Doesn't
that's
matter
what it is.
what you're in. It
But
involves
it's-
customer service, and that is the ground level of customer service, like in the trenches
Yeah,
of customer
You're
service.
absolutely right. And when people come into the store and they talk to you a certain way, I could almost put my life on it that they've never worked in the restaurant industry.
100%.
Almost.
Yeah.
The fact that their patience level, if something happens to go wrong, because we've all been there. We've all had to break bad news in the restaurant
Absolutely.
industry. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 86. The server didn't realize it too. I'm sorry, we dropped your plate while we were walking out here and we're firing you a new one. And as someone who worked in the industry, no problem, I will accept that answer. To someone who hasn't,
Right.
they're off the rails, writing
Yeah.
Yelp reviews
Yep.
before. Yeah, it's
a
mandatory.
huge, mandatory.
Do it.
Everyone's got to do it.
Make your kids do
you
it.
You've been in the food industry.
I worked at Dunkin' Donuts when I was in high school.
and you worked
That
at
was my job.
You worked at that deli over in Israel. I mean, you have that experience.
I mean, working at Dunkin' Donuts is probably a scary place. People who need coffee.
You know,
Oh
it
my
was
gosh! It's
People
7 o'clock
running in front
the
of Dunkin',
in
you
the-
know?
Yeah, in the morning it was in rush hour. Like rush hour in the morning was.
And you know they're already late to wherever they're going.
Yeah.
Bro, this Dunkin' Donuts over here is
The new one?
it's a friggin' nightmare in the morning.
Oh, I can imagine.
It has completely flipped Kinder Kamak in this area on its head
Because of the drive-thru?
because of the drive-through and like this place from 5 to 6:30.
It's all of them that are opening up now. The 7-Elevens, the Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know who's allowing them to open up on these certain areas because the traffic that it creates.
I've
is
almost
like,
died 3 times
yeah.
last week just crossing
People
the street.
pulling-
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm ready to go.
All right.
No. Anyway,
We still have a whole podcast to record.
that's true. let's get rid of Matt's podcast first, and then I can. So let's
Gotta
talk
upload
about. So you jumped in on that.
Yes. So I'm
You had
sorry.
a great
So-
mentor.
Yes.
You had Steven as your mentor, who was actually we worked for Steve for a long time. We did his boiler. We did a lot of plumbing work in his house. You took this. What is my problem? You took this place over.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
So I like I said, I left Great Foods around 2012, and I had no experience in the restaurants. So I said, I now need to fully diverse myself in what the culinary industry is. And the first question I got from plenty of people that were in the industry are you sure? You sure you want to do that? And I said, as a naive, young individual, yeah, of course. Now thinking on it, did I really want to do it? No, of course I did. But it's kind of crazy that that's the first question that they always ask. And it's kind of the first question that I ask young individuals who ask me about the culinary field. And I always say,
You sure you want to do
you
it?
sure? You're sure you want to not be around your family during the
Yep.
holidays and work 14, 16-hour
100%.
days and all that nonsense? So I went past that question with, yeah, of course I'm sure.
It's not an easy life, man.
No, it's not an easy life at all.
You're married with a kid.
Yes.
You took this over a year and a half ago. Now you're co-owner with a buddy of yours. I mean, you jump into that, especially during the holidays. Your wife is probably like, I want my husband here. I want a husband here with the kids, and you're trying to build a business
that's when
and
she
a
would
life.
want him the least. No,
Well,
Everything's busy,
it
just
depends.
go
I'm
away
not the
from me.
jolliest time of year. Christmas is not my favorite time of year. So I am a little bit of a Grinch when it comes to Christmas. So I'm sure she does want me out of the house during the holidays. But no, of course she wants me around. But I am fortunate enough to have known my wife for a very long time. I've known her since probably around that same time of 2012, and we dated for a very long time.
Really?
So she has seen me
That is
through my
adorable.
journey of becoming a chef, I guess you want to say.
She go to Paramus?
No, so she, I know her from Brian and his now wife Jenna. Jenna and Jamie grew up in South Plainfield, New Jersey, Central Jersey, but there is no Central Jersey. Just by the way, it's just North and South, but whatever.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But no, They are good friends, and I got introduced from Jenna.
So the last year and a half, I mean,
My wife was pregnant during me buying the business.
oh,
That's
jeez,
gotta
that's
be brutal.
scary.
Yeah, very scary.
That is scary.
It was, yeah.
And you're talking a year and a half ago, you're at the tail end of COVID. What a scary time to be a business owner.
Yes. Yes.
Especially in this industry. That industry specifically is like, it was so rocky.
Yes.
So,
So
yeah,
rocky
you
at
were
that
either closed or you were either booming.
Yes.
It was one or the other.
You found the niche or you
Yeah.
did not find the niche and you were screwed.
And I have to say, I did not work when COVID first shut everything down. I was not working at the store
Right.
for Steven. I was off being the head chef or chef de cuisine of Roots Steakhouse in Ridgewood,
Oh.
part of Harvest Restaurant Group.
Nice.
So I was head chef.
I
for
know that place.
Yeah, you know it very well.
Yeah, not very well. I've been there.
Like a good steak every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
So-
I mean, that's
Yeah.
dire to.
So I
being
worked
a man.
for I worked for Harvest Restaurants from 2015 to COVID.
So you're pretty well rounded in cooking.
What did
and
you
stuff.
do-
You
what did
know
you do
what
at
tastes
Roots?
good.
So I started as a line cook, line grunt, after working at Houlihan's, and then after working at Hackensack Country Club, I got my job at Roots, and I was a pantry cook, which is garde manger, cold salads, oysters on a half shell and stuff like that. And then that's do you know a lot about the kitchen? It's all brigade, so you have to
Yeah.
work your way up. So I went from, pantry or garde manger to the hotline, saute, and then saute was
Yeah.
broken up into 2 stations, and then to broiler, and then junior sous and all that stuff. So
You're
I've done.
taking your licks as you move up.
Oh, you're taking licks, all right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's talk about Houlihan stuffed mushrooms and why are they so delicious.
Oh, my God,
You
dude.
and my sister are obsessed with them.
I love the stuffed mushrooms.
I can't. They don't give you enough sauce.
You don't need it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't need it. That creamy horseradish is like top notch.
Houlihan's stuffed mushrooms.
Hey, you're
I
talking
hate
to
to-
a former employee of the month. All right, I'm just gonna put it out there.
Listen, my aunt Linda grew up all my life. She was in the restaurant business, going back and forth, sizzling steaks. Houlihan's was her spot where we
really
used to
like her.
always go. Yeah,
Yeah.
You two would get along great.
Sick.
We would go to Houlihan's. They've had the stuffed mushrooms for a long time. Houlihan's sits deep in my heart.
Love
And it always will.
Houlihan's. Love.
I don't know.
You know where I
that-
first started? Fridays.
What up in 17? Like up in that direction?
The one down here that just closed between the Continental Plaza and Hackensack.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I started.
That's the OG.
That's the OG.
Yes.
Dude.
I had a birthday party there.
How long ago?
Oh, I'm like yesterday. No, I'm kidding. When I was younger, probably like 16, 17. I have no idea, but
I started, at Fridays when you had to wear the crazy buttons and the hats.
pieces of flair. No, I'm only kidding.
I had to wear the pieces
Yeah,
of
yeah.
flair. There was literal flair, like a contingency that you had to follow. 100%.
Yep.
I wore the suspenders with the striped shirt and the hats, the crazy hats. That's where I started my restaurant. And then I
Wow.
went everywhere. Applebee's, a bunch of I lived in Boston for a while, so I did a bunch of restaurants up there.
Okay, yeah.
Just well-rounded East Saddle River Cafe, stuff like that. I would listen, for a long time, my dream was to own a successful bar and restaurant.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
I'm only kidding.
Dude, are you a Gordon Ramsay fan?
I like when he makes fun of people.
Okay, fair enough. Do you agree that he's a smart guy?
Oh, no, yeah. No, absolutely. He's very, very intelligent.
Dude, the restaurant business is one of the most volatile, most difficult industries to
It
make
doesn't even
successful.
matter almost a lot of times if you have a good product or if you are a good chef, and that's what it
it's like a
seems like.
crapshoot
You
sometimes.
have to. It's like playing roulette. You have to be good, but at the same time, you just have to get lucky.
Well, it's a lot of things. It's not just the food or it's not just the service. I mean, all right. So let me ask you a question. You go into the restaurant, right? And you're at you're at Roots Steakhouse in Richmond, all right? And the service was top notch, all right? But your meal was 75%. Did you have a good time? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now you go, your service is god awful. They forgot your drink. They forgot the popovers. Popovers were cold, whatever. But the steak was cooked perfectly. All your stuff was seasoned great. How's your feeling leaving?
It's a little. You're not giving the food enough credit because the service kind of squandered it a little bit.
Exactly. And that's what happens all the time. I remember That's why I think customer service is the root of everything.
Is
Like
the
you
root
said,
of it, yeah.
you can have a subpar product. Sandwich is okay. It's on decent bread. It's got a good crunch. But when I went in there, they knew my name. They actually knew what I liked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had a
Well, you're a
conversation
memorable,
with me.
you're a memorable character. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
You're a
Oh, I
memorable.
appreciate that. I shaved this beard. You won't even know who I am.
Me too. Trust me,
Yeah.
we know. We're aware.
But I think it's the fact that you feel welcomed, that your palate
Yes.
automatically likes to enjoy food. Where like
Yeah.
if you're in a sour mood because the server made you wait 15 minutes,
Yeah.
your palate doesn't want to enjoy anything.
You know what? I'm going to jump in on that, and I'll say I totally agree with what you're saying because I'm third generation, okay, that took over the family business. All right, we've been in business since 1961. We have a 5-star rating on Google, and I know, and you know, that there have been jobs that we have dropped the ball on. What you have to do is you have to go in there and you have to make it right. Mm-hmm. And you say, listen, we screwed this up. We're going to fix this for you. We're going to do this. And luckily, I'm okay with being honest about this. We've screwed up on the field. There have been
Everybody
disasters that we weren't able to fix something or something got screwed up. But we've been able to maintain that 5-star rating.
It's how you
because
handle those
we
situations.
Go in there and
100%.
and we handle the situation right.
I could not agree more. I
Yeah.
could not agree
I
more.
mean, I've
So-
been to great restaurants that I love that they've served me like a bad product, like raw something,
Right.
You know, or just it was off. And when they make it right away,
Yeah.
you don't even think about
You don't
it.
even think about
take it off the bill,
Yeah.
or if they give you something on the house, a comped item.
Yeah.
When I worked for Harvest, who Roots and Ridgewood is part of a Harvest restaurant group. You basically, it's called recovery. So if someone had a bad experience, sometimes we go all the way out to get their address and go deliver them a nice, very nice bottle of wine with a $100 gift card to invite them back in.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
about how you recover
Exactly.
from
Yeah.
an incident. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Ownership is always number one. If you're like, when people come into the store and they might say, this was wrong, and deep down I know it's not. You know what I'm saying? But am I going to argue with them?
Exactly,
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
You gotta
know what
eat
I'm
it.
saying? You got to eat it. You got to apologize.
Yeah.
You got to put a smile on as you're getting poop shoved in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you know what? Give them the sandwich for free.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, they just crapped on you. Why are you giving? Because now they're going to go tell that story
The headache.
to 6 other people, and then they're going to come back again. And then you know what? Now you have a great relationship with X because you had that bad experience.
You got to think about the long term, not the
Absolutely.
short term of your ego being hurt. You got to eat it sometimes. Look at me. I eat it plenty. Listen,
all right?
never trust a skinny chef. I'll
No,
always-
no. I was
I never
vegan.
understood that. That's what I wanted to ask you. Honestly, that's just sparked it.
I'm going to name the episode that.
The
by
never
the way.
trust a skinny
Please, is
chef.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
You know, like there are a lot of skinny chefs. So you tell me that they just don't know food?
I mean, but would you go for the portly one that knows how his food tastes and he
Yeah.
likes it the way his taste
Mostly
I have to say
because of the personality.
The joke comes up all the time. when I say something like, people ask me all the time, "Oh, is this any good?" Of course it's good. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you would know." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would know. One, I cooked it. Two, I have eaten it." So but it's funny. I was vegan when I worked at the steakhouse. I was vegan for 3 months, so I couldn't eat a damn thing.
No
there.
way,
Yeah, I
dude.
went vegan for 3 months.
You were vegan?
Yeah. It was great. I wish I could do
You
it
got
again.
a picture from that era? I'd love to see it.
I didn't drop like 100 pounds. I felt healthier, and I dropped maybe like 30. But I just I wanted to just like revamp my life. Like one of those like palate cleansers. I was eating
Yeah.
like a dog. And I just like totally 180'd it.
That's a
and
fair
went vegan.
reason.
And I would be making cheese sauce and bechamel and all kinds of clam chowders and stuff, and I'd literally have to call people over. I trusted people for 3 months to taste my food. But I remember we're in a chef meeting. Harvest was very prominent on getting all the chefs together from all their restaurants, and we're in a chef meeting, and the owner Chip, he comes in and we're tasting different foods, and he notices I was close with the owner, and he notices I'm not eating anything, and I'm like, I'm vegan, Chip. You know, it was very weird to tell him I was vegan for some reason. And he's like,
Coming
like
out of the
saying-
closet.
it's like
yeah,
saying
a little
you
bit.
gay.
He was like, I'm like, I'm vegan. I kind of like whispered it to him. And he's like, hey, do me a favor. Don't tell many people that because you are the head chef of my steakhouse. And I'd be like, yeah, you know, I got you. I
good
understand.
point,
You
yeah.
told
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, no, but I just so I was vegan. The food was still great. No, but yeah, you never trust a skinny chef.
Never trust a skinny chef.
Yeah, but how does that work though? That you were vegan and you're not trying your own stuff. You just
I had to have trust in my sous chef and my junior sous, man.
yeah, that's weird. You
Yeah.
know, my aunt is vegan or was vegan for a long time. I can't tell because she's always flip flopping. But I just the vegan thing. I get it for like the changing of the lifestyle. That makes sense to me. When you're like,
I've had buddies that done it
like-
for health reasons.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like people who do the carnivore diet or people who do pescatarian
Yeah.
or vegetarian. I understand it to change your lifestyle, to maybe
Yeah.
change a little bit of your mentality, but I don't. In the long run, I've never seen it work for anybody. Like my aunt, she's always sick.
so
She
I've
always
seen it
flip-
work for people.
I mean, I'm not saying that people don't lose weight. I'm just saying that there are carbs for a reason. Like I went to Europe. I went to Italy. All right? They eat everything and anything. It
Well,
doesn't matter.
carbs are okay. You just can't have
I
animal
know.
byproducts.
And the vegan diet, yes, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they
Dude,
eat everything.
It's
and
American
those people,
food.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it's all of our GMOs. And
Yeah.
our food. Their food
stuff
is
that's
natural.
not allowed over
Yeah,
there.
Their food is all
yeah.
natural.
But that's my point is that if you had good whole
If you had
natural
good- yeah.
foods, then if you had great foods,
How are those vegan?
you
Great
could
foods,
eat.
hey,
You
give-
could
give
eat
them-
everything.
How are those vegan poops?
You know?
Like, what are the poops like?
More common because I was eating a lot more beans.
I can edit that out. Actually,
Yeah, that's
don't worry.
okay. That's all right. But to your point, you said she's always kind of sick. I know if I had stayed vegan longer, there are supplements that vegans are supposed to take because
Yeah.
they're not getting enough iron.
Yeah.
You know, because we get
She
iron
takes them
from
all the
different
time.
things. Yeah.
Dude, low iron will really knock you on
She
your
takes
ass.
them
I
all the
remember
time.
someone telling me that they were like, first of all, you're not vegan because you're wearing Birkenstocks and those are made from leather. I was like, all right, well, you're being an ass. And then second, you should start taking vitamins. And I was like, why? And then I did research, and it's because like you're not getting all those
Iron,
like
magnesium, all of those
exactly.
things. Yeah.
So let's talk about, you took over Great Foods. Let's talk about your branding, marketing, social media. How do you guys tackle that?
So in the beginning, it was my wife because I know I am born in the 1990s and I should be super internet savvy. I hate the internet. I'm gonna be
Fair
honest
enough.
with you.
Good for you. I like you already.
I mean, obviously, I use it, and I doom scroll on Instagram like anybody else
I
does.
know. It's terrible.
But for the longest time, I didn't have social media, and I loved it, and I wish I can get back to it. But I'm not great at social media. I hate posting. So luckily, in the beginning, my wife took care of that. She created our Instagram.
Dude, it becomes a full-time job.
Oh my god,
It's a nightmare.
it is a nightmare.
Did she have any experience with that, or is she just like good
No,
with
but
that?
she luckily has a great head on her shoulders,
Okay.
and she's intelligent.
It's just, if you have that, you can figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the difference, I think like you're pretty tech savvy. To put this stuff together is not easy. So like that's why I asked if your wife had some sort of marketing background or some sort of
No,
but she's just like good with Instagram.
Anytime we go somewhere new, I'm the type of person. I don't need to do research. I heard from a friend, or I, saw this. Let's just go give it a try.
Yeah.
Where she's the type of person of, let me see their Instagram, let me see their Google. I want to read the reviews. So as soon as I told her I was buying Great Foods, before I even owned it, she was already trying to make me an Instagram. She goes, I checked out the old Instagram.
That's a smart girl.
It's got, she very much is.
That's a smart girl right there.
Why she married me, I have no idea, but she is very smart. But she already wanted to do that. I'm like, listen, I haven't taken ownership yet. I don't want to be creating a new Instagram when the other one is still out there.
Fair enough.
But that first day, she was in there and she's already going to town.
Good for her.
So,
Listen, it's important in this day and age.
oh my God.
I mean, you look at
I'm gonna
there's
say it. You got a marketable look. You do,
you do have a
especially
character
for
that you can
this
market.
is a very
I
marketable look.
do, and I appreciate that, but I don't know how to get myself out there better.
Ugh.
Everyone always
We're gonna
tells me.
talk about this.
So, you guys know the deli guy?
No.
You
Jersey?
don't know the deli guy?
Heard
In Jersey?
Oh my
the deli
god,
guy?
this makes
Or
me
just
so
on
happy.
Instagram?
Not that I have any shout out to the deli guy, but he's like, the biggest guy on Instagram as far as making sandwiches.
I gotcha.
It's me, the deli guy.
No, I've never seen that.
is it
Oh
like
my
the guys-
god, this is so great! You guys
Dude,
are patronizing me, right?
I follow a lot of food channels too. I've never
I'll
heard
have
of
to show
them.
you.
Do you
So
know the
he-
Costco guys?
Yes, but no. I would give
I
that
don't
0
know them.
booms, by the way. So he markets himself top notch.
Does he really?
Yeah, and I do not talk smack on anybody. My sandwiches are superior than his sandwiches.
I believe it.
I will say that, and I'm not talking smack. Let's not make this a whole big thing.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm not trying to fight the guy. No, I'm only
Battle
kidding.
Royale.
But
we'll get him on.
We're gonna get Kerr. We're gonna get Kerr to fight for you, and he's gonna have to find somebody
that
else to
would be
fight for
awesome.
him.
he's going to need a very big individual to fight for him because Kerr is
Kerr's massive.
Kerr is massive. Shout out to Kerr.
There's a permanent divot in that couch
Yeah,
from Kerr.
thanks for breaking this couch in for me, Kerr. I appreciate it.
By the way, Kerr, who you guys remember was on this show, that's how we got connected
Yes.
from Kerr. So, anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, so he markets himself very well. His business has been around for many, many years, and I'm not talking like I know his business by all means, but he had a surge of Instagram presence because he's so charismatic, and I believe it's his son, like, made him an Instagram and recorded and uploaded and did it all for him.
It was a younger guy that did it. That's
Yes.
That's what it is, dude. Somebody you don't even have to go to school to understand it. There's something that clicks, and you get what it takes to get somebody views and out there, and all of a sudden it'll catch, and that's it.
Absolutely.
And it's over. I will say this, and I'm not going to fluff your ass here a little bit, but you have
I could use some fluffing. It's okay.
Because
don't grab it.
it's because the seat is uncomfortable. He needs some
Yeah,
fluff.
seriously. It's a little
you do
cardboard over
have
here.
a personality that if you really wanted to turn a Great Foods into a character, you have that.
I appreciate that.
I'll give that to you right now.
Thank you.
Tell your wife I said that.
Oh, and she would agree, and then she would also say, "Yeah, but he doesn't do anything to do that." She'll text me and she'll say,
It's tough. Like you got to force.
Somebody
you
has
gotta
to put
force-
a camera in your face.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
The
I
entire
tell her
time
that
you're
all the
working.
time. I said, if I wish you could, she has a great job, that takes care of us, healthcare, and healthcare and all that nonsense.
I get it.
But
Who needs
I
it?
wish I could tell her she quit her job and come be the personal, social media content creator, because it is a full-time job. I know it sounds stupid because you could take a picture right now.
No, it's not, it does not sound stupid at
Phil,
all.
I am telling you, I get so stressed out when I have to take a picture from Instagram, and then trying to come up with a caption.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll tell
I'm
you
like,
this
do I
much.
not even know how to think right now?
Let me give you some advice. Especially for the podcast, I started using AI,
Okay.
which is amazing. I can't believe where we're at with AI. And we're only, 2 years in?
Yeah, it's out of
AI's been
control.
out. Oh, what is it going to be like in 10 years? Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to bust through that door with a friggin' Tommy gun. But AI for the podcast, I'll give you an insider thing, what I do so I make 25 to 30 reels for each episode so I can bust them out.
Okay.
All I do is take the YouTube link, I put it into the AI program, it generates automatically clips and I specify how long I want the clips. It'll come up with a title, it'll come up with a description, it'll rate it how trending it is.
You're pulling back the curtain right now.
I am. I don't care. I'll give it.
Are you sure you want to do that?
This
I'll
was a
throw out
revelation like
plenty.
a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, though, because he comes to me and he goes, I see him at the desk and he's just like in awe. He can't talk.
No,
nothing.
this is
It's
different.
just-
I found this AI before I found what my editing program could do. So there's AI is a tool. If used properly, it will blow your mind and blow up your business.
Okay.
But you have to put in the time.
Of course.
You have to put in the time, the effort, and you literally have to analyze what you're putting out there. I put a lot of videos out there with the dogs. The dogs do great on Instagram and stuff
Everyone
like
loves
that.
dogs, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to find that niche, and you have to find that one video that's going to make you go viral and start boosting followers.
You're absolutely right.
It's not easy. And listen, you're a local gourmet market.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm a local plumber. I'm not expecting to blow up to some national thing, but I would like this podcast to be, holy crap, this is a local plumber doing this podcast in Bergen County.
Yeah.
This gourmet market in Bergen County doing this and that. Like, I'm okay with blowing up locally.
There's no need
to go crazy viral because then it gets too much. These people, like, they go insane when they blow up virally. A year later, they have to commit themselves to a mental institution because it's just pressure.
To keep creating more, though.
If you for a food, especially a food business, yes, keep creating more. But a food business, your content sells itself because it's your food.
Oh, of course.
Nobody cares about plumbing piping. I have to make it
They
interesting.
care when something's wrong.
Well, they do. But if you're scrolling through Instagram, it's not interesting to anyone.
You know what? I have to be honest with you, and this is no BS. I like watching videos when someone has to redo copper piping from like an old dusty basement to like brand new, and I love a finished product. I'm a big finished product guy.
Me too.
People love the DIY programs and the like old house, fixer upper, that
it's like
kind of
ASMR,
stuff.
like you don't hear him talking, he's just like cutting and welding.
Yeah.
And
You know what? That's what we need to do. Because I always throw music. I'm a music guy. I always throw music over my videos. Nobody wants the music. They want the ASMR of the cutter cutting the pipe and the popping and
100%.
All right, good. I'm taking your advice. We're next to blow up because
getting into
of Matt
ASMR.
over here.
How does that sound?
Let's do this. Let's take a break.
All right.
We've been talking for a long time. We'll get into the ins and outs of your business when we come back. All right. Folks, I do want to say that this show is sponsored by Jigsaw PMR, Jigsaw Property Maintenance Restoration. They will take care of all your mold, flooding, fire, sewer, all those disasters. Check them out at jigsawpmr.com, or you can follow their cleanup journey on Instagram and Facebook. We also want to remind you that we are always looking for guests to come on the show. If you're interested in being a guest and you're in a cool industry, or you're a business owner, or you're an entrepreneur and you want to come talk about your perspective, you're going to go to quartzplumbing.com. You're going to click the podcast link in the upper right corner, and you're going to fill out the application to be a guest, and we'll get you on. It's a lot of fun. We hang out. We delve into the ins and outs of your business. But we are here today with Matt Facone from Great Foods in Oradell, New Jersey, and we will be right back.
Call Quartz Plumbing and Heating. Top-rated plumbers in North Jersey for over 60 years. And don't forget to keep treats for Frankie on hand. They'll help to subdue her carnal, animalistic nature.
Jigsaw PMR Property Maintenance Restoration in Oradell, New Jersey. Ready to tackle the toughest disasters affecting your home or business. With state-of-the-art equipment and years of experience, our responsive staff will get you back home quicker than anyone else. Check us out at jigsawpmr.com and follow our cleanup journey on Instagram and Facebook. Give us a call at 201-425-4855. Jigsaw PMR, restoring peace of mind.
Great Foods Gourmet Market and Catering, located in Oradell, New Jersey. Offering delicious options with quality ingredients, made by the best chefs in the area. Every visit is a personalized experience. Journey through taste and tradition, with flavors that linger long after the plate is empty. We love food, and we love our customers. That's why every visit to our store is special. Top quality is our promise, and delicious food is our passion. Great Foods Gourmet Market. Elevate your plate. Elevate your taste.
I got my dog for free at the pound.
He did.
And I'm sure you love him
And
just
he was
as much.
Yeah, he was the discount brand. They didn't even put him out on the shelves. They put him in the truck.
I love his dog.
What kind of dog
Like
is
he's
he?
my own. He's a rescue from
I
Puerto
don't
Rican
know.
hurricane.
Came from
Just like a mix?
Like a
Total,
mutt.
total poodle mix.
It's like a Havanese poodle, something, some one of those
yeah.
things.
So I
that's
came
nice.
back from my parents like a week ago, and he won't bring his dog here because my dog's not here, and I'm personally offended by that.
Yeah, why won't you bring your dog?
Because my dog's all depressed. My
Because
dog's all
Frankie's not
depressed
here?
because he doesn't have Frankie. Anytime
He's
I say
obsessed
anytime I say
with
his
Frankie.
dog's name, like he goes nuts.
He is.
And every time I leave the house in the morning, he gets so excited because his favorite thing in the world is to go see Frankie.
Ah,
He's
that's great.
He's obsessed with Frankie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They are inseparable best friends. It's a metaphor between the two of us.
That's very nice.
Not really.
Except I don't
We
get
hate each
excited when
other.
I leave the house.
You don't like sniff his ass?
Okay.
Sorry. I know your dogs sniff each other's
Load
butts.
and
That's
unload.
how they say hi, right? Don't make it weird. It already is weird. It's
Yeah.
fine. Are we recording? No, I'm only kidding. I know
We
we're
are
recording.
recording.
I
We
know,
are
I'm only
recording.
kidding.
This is
All right,
the
let's
episode.
get to it. Let's get to it.
I'm sorry. Sniffing butts.
Folks, welcome back to Plum Bums Podcast, the blue collar tradesman show where we talk about small business and entrepreneurship in these crazy times of 2025. 2025, can you believe
We
we're
already got our first weird off-written check of the year.
we're a quarter of a century into this new millennium.
How long does it take? How long does it take for you guys to get used to the writing on like a piece of paper, something 25?
February.
I wrote a check today and I wrote 24 and I was like, God
Same
damn
thing.
it.
We got to check.
Yep.
We had to have the guy rewrite
Yeah.
it.
No, I wrote one. I was
Did
paying
you?
a bill, yeah.
Yeah.
And I wrote it, and I automatically was like, I screwed that up, void. There goes 50 cents for my
It takes me
freaking
3
account.
years to jump onto the new year. Folks, thank you for watching Plum Bums. We really appreciate it. We want to remind you that if you enjoy this show, and you should, because it's a quality show with real life people that are living in your local area, please like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. So jump on there, like, share, subscribe to videos, share the reels. We really appreciate it. We can use all the viewers we can get. We're really trying to get the word out there that people need to not jump to college, and we need workers in the field. So what do we start this show for? Because
We started for blue collar workers, but I think
Blue-collar workers.
it's branched off definitely to more entrepreneurial, small business, the things that keep America going.
Exactly.
People don't realize that what keeps America going isn't Walmart. It's not Silicon Valley, even though they do a lot.
it's not AI.
It's not all of those things. It is the small mom and pop brick and mortar stores that keep regular people in business.
It's guys like me, Max, Matt, that keep this country going. Let's talk about AI for a second. What do you feel about AI?
You already lost me with AI. I know that's super important, and the new iPhone 16's chock full of it.
There's a huge push for AI.
AI stands for
Great
aioli in
movies.
his business.
It makes great movies, right?
You can make great movies. You can put buck teeth on Kamala Harris while she's putting that. There's a hysterical video I got to show you. It's the AI filters. I will give this to AI. It's hysterical.
Yes. They do
But-
make a lot of funny reels.
They showed the transition from when AI came out a couple years ago when they had like Will Smith eating.
Yeah. Remember Will Smith
And
eating pasta?
remember
Yeah.
that whole
And
thing.
his face was like, his mouth was up here and stuff.
And now
a
that's
year
perfected
later,
almost.
Dude, a year. 1 year, the improvements of AI.
Yeah, but they probably had that technology 5 years ago, and they waited
is
how
true.
long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it is. I mean, they have technology we're using
they
now.
have
They
the
had
cure
it.
for cancer. Give it
well.
up.
Here's
we would
here's
hope
my
they do.
here's my feelings about AI. The only thing it could be beneficial to the government and the state is for surveillance and policing. So why should we be celebrating it?
Well,
What else would the state use AI for except for facial recognition, policing, surveillance?
I don't know. The only thing I'm afraid of is when I saw that Tom Cruise deep fake video.
Yeah, have you seen that?
The Tom Cruise
I'm
deep
sure
fake.
I have, but it's not.
Oh,
Deep
dude.
fakes are crazy.
It is
dude.
the voice, the face, everything. And it's a
mannerisms.
completely different human being.
Totally different human being.
Just
He's like some Indian dude.
Really?
Yeah. But it's Tom Cruise when you're looking at him, and that's what freaks me out the most is that they can probably do something like that to make it look
What is
like
the court
you
system
committed
going to
a
be
crime.
like in a couple years?
See, so you're asking all these questions, right?
We're just trying to talk about food, bro.
No, yeah, we are just trying to talk about food. But the problem is that things are created like AI and all those things to do good, and then people take them
Yes.
and do bad.
The state takes them and do bad.
Is
yes.
why I
Not just the state, actually. Yeah,
no,
you're right.
but anybody,
Anybody.
anybody who could run a computer, all those computer head people that just sit and do
It's true.
that all day. I mean, it's crazy because like AI was created, like you said, for surveillance and to make sure people aren't going on planes that aren't supposed to and all that nonsense. It's for good, and then next
Right.
thing you know, we got videos. Is that real or
Yeah.
The crazy stuff is that like sometimes the people would take a head of a beautiful woman and then put over a naked body, and then everyone thinks that
Right.
that's the person, and then she's getting slandered and all this stuff. It's terrible.
It is terrible.
Because we created something for good and people figured out how to make it bad.
You're
Everything.
100% right. I mean, you have TikTok influencers that it's borderline abuse to like normal citizens. Did you see that issue in Texas? this YouTube channel. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm pretty sure I showed you this video. This guy goes around and he harasses people for views.
Oh,
and he ended up harassing this one guy who was delivering Uber Eats from the mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy shot him.
Jesus.
Because he's in
Texas.
in Texas, and they
He says-
surrounded the kid.
But context was key because the guy who shot the YouTuber won in court.
He won.
Okay, he won his case. And it's
'Cause
because
he
this
was-
dude who's harassing people in the mall is
They
a lot
surrounded
bigger.
the kid.
You surround somebody, you put a camera in their face, and you're a lot bigger than another person. And listen, you're just trying to do your job.
Yeah.
And like,
So it's self-defense.
yeah,
Basically what it was.
exactly. So in Texas, obviously, they
Bro, the world's
You know,
crazy.
it's no
Yes.
problem. But
The world is crazy.
the people that are making views, these TikTokers, these people that like you see in the middle of the street, like, you know,
Am I guilty of watching those sometimes?
I'm guilty of
I mean,
watching
we
those.
all are. I mean, you just sit there and scroll. You know, the YouTube was great because you used to be able to watch like full length,
Yes.
like 15-minute videos.
Yeah.
But now no one has the attention span to
Yeah.
watch any of that stuff.
Bro, he
it's all
says that
30
the time.
seconds.
It's just, he says it all the time.
Reels
the attention
just-
span is gone.
Oh my god, yeah, it's terrible for everybody.
I
And
had,
I feel bad.
I go. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
please.
I told a story. I think a year ago when we did one of these episodes. I went down to oh my god, Jersey Mike's down in.
That's your
I went
spot.
down to Jersey Mike's.
You sure you don't like it?
The meat is great. The sandwiches are great. The bread needs improvement. Jersey Mike's, do something about that. Anyway, I went to
You're good in my
down
book.
at the end of River Edge, and there's a parking lot that is hell. The parking lot's awful.
There's too many good things over there.
You're right. Habit Burger's there.
Massage Envy.
What's the Massage Envy's there? Total Wine is there. I pull in.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin's there.
CVS.
I pull in, and there's half a dozen girls filming a TikTok in the middle of the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was already aggravated because I've done plumbing most of that day.
Yeah.
So I get there. I just want a sandwich. I just want a burger. And they're just blocking the parking lot filming a TikTok. And I pull up and I'm trying to go through and they don't move.
Oh no.
The entitlement. You don't
interrupt the
of
TikTok.
the internet generated.
no, I'd lose my mind.
You don't do that, all right?
I think
So I was in
that's
the wrong.
I think
Screw your
that's a case-
sandwich. You're recording a TikTok.
It's
Bill, all right?
100% a case where violence is justified.
So long story short, I ran
Motor
over
vehicle
6
violence.
12-year-olds. No. The entitlement generation of the internet that has only grown up on the internet. See, listen, you're in your mid 30s.
Yes.
You're in your low 30s. You're 30 years
I
old
was-
by the by.
Yeah.
The world is
birthday.
totally different than when we grew up. I'm
Yes.
only a couple years older than you. Dude,
Yes.
you grew up in the same world as me. It is totally different.
And by worlds, you mean a world without like social media and
Yes.
technology.
Yeah.
And then, because, yeah, you're absolutely right. I say it all the time. Like, that's why, like, people my age, you're either great with, like, internet and technology or you're not so great. And I'm definitely not so great. And don't get me wrong. My wife was here. She'd be like, yeah, but you order plenty on the internet, which you're absolutely right. I know how to manage a click, I want one, and put my credit card information in. But, like,
When I'm hungry, I know how to do anything.
yeah, exactly. But I am also like not one to be able to scour the internet, and I again always ask my wife to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because
You have a life to live.
I hate doing it.
Yeah.
I hate doing it, and I have no patience if a screen isn't loading or if I click something
Me
and
too.
it didn't. I'm done. I'm done.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to the point of this where we live in a time where I say this a lot where we have the youngest billionaires and we have
Yeah.
Yes.
most young billionaires. I think it's under 30 billionaires than we've ever had in history.
Because of social media.
And it's because of social media, it's because of technology, and I think that's so unique, but I think what happens is people see that, especially younger people see that, and they say, I can do that, it's so easy,
You're
I can
so
be that
right,
guy.
man.
But what I guess wanted to get from you, because I didn't know that the two of you have a rapport that can get off onto to a tangent.
It happens.
What do you
I mean,
what do you say
it's okay.
what do you want to say to younger people that want to get into like your business, like, or encourage them to get into your business? Because again, it's hard for us to encourage young people to get into our business because it's very difficult work. Most people don't want to do it because it's difficult
It's
work.
gross, it's
and when
ugly.
you live online, you can see, oh, I don't have to, roll around in the mud.
Yes.
And clean people's shit for half of what I can do.
So-
with the internet.
There's not much to say because there's really no one that's going to listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's, so you said something before during your bring back the second half was, go to trade schools and that whole spiel, which I loved because I would rather. So I have Matthew James Jr. He is only 15 months. I'm already thinking about his future. And luckily, I have a business which I would love to pass on to him at the time is right. But I would rather him go to a trade tech school than I would him go to college. I would rather him become a mechanic, a plumber, HVAC, any one of those, a cook.
Be an entrepreneur.
Better. Yes.
Dude, listen.
Work. I want you to work. I want you to have the work ethic, and I want you to understand the effort for $1, and then just someone who does a dance and says something stupid, and now he's famous.
100%. Listen, let's even delve into the college aspect, because we talk a lot about college on this show. I have to tread lightly, because...
Did you both went to college?
I did not complete college.
Okay.
College was not for me.
I only went to college for a semester because it was all paid for.
Okay.
It was
I didn't mean
free.
to cut you off, Phil. I'm just curious before we get into that conversation.
But otherwise, if it was not paid for, my parents were not going to pay for college.
Okay.
I failed out of college. It was college I should not have gone.
And what did you go for?
Oh my God! I changed my major 4 times. I
what,
went
business,
to business, computers, teaching.
Yep.
And then
classic.
Yeah, I'm just out. Like, I'm not college material. I'm not school material. We do rag on a lot of college, a lot on college, because there was a transition in the early 2000s where, in my opinion, and you're welcome to comment all you want, I don't care, college has become a usury scam.
Okay.
Now, there are industries...
Elaborate on that.
Okay. Doctor, engineer, you need college.
Yes.
Do you need it for gender studies, business in artwork? Do you need it? I mean, you're talking $150,000 to $200,000 to learn something that you can learn on YouTube.
Yes, I agree. But for them to advance in such fields, whatever field you list off, their fields requires them to have it.
And that's where I think the bullshit comes in.
I mean, 100%.
No, I'm not saying
no.
Because you're 100% right.
Yes.
Because those fields will say you need a 2-year degree, you need a bachelor's degree for this. But like,
so it goes back to, getting a job after college, right? And you need experience to get a job. Most of these companies require experience. How do you get experience? You need to work. So, like, there's this weird cycle. Like, I have a lot of friends who are not even in the same fields that they went to college for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they couldn't get a job in the field that they went to school for. So, when they require an experience in that field, how do you get experience without working? Like, so this weird.
It's a very vicious cycle.
Yes,
for sure. And it's so. Obviously, the younger kids that I have work at the store, obviously their passion in life is not to work at the store the rest of their life, even though I tell them all the time it's a great thing to have, But I hear them all the time, they want to be lawyers, they want to be accountants, and they tell me about, now they're coming into junior, senior year in college, and it's difficult for them to find internships, but apparently they should have been applying for them when they were freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
So,
It's insanity.
But how are you supposed to apply for that so young with so little knowledge
without even knowing
2 years in advance?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how do you know? Listen, I was in college for a year and a half, and I changed my major multiple times. I don't even know if I still want to be a plumber, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like,
you got time?
Well, that's up for debate.
All right.
I'm a smoker.
No,
like,
the time is over.
as
There's
far
more
as
time.
when it comes to college, you're right. Industries will say, I want to see this college degree because that's one of the prerequisites for me to hire you. But I don't think that's moral, because I know people who have never gone to college that are so smart when it comes to business. They don't have that college background, but it's innate in them where they have figured out the tricks of the trade.
Absolutely.
And I think there was a transition in the late 90s. Listen, college used to cost $10,000 a year. Mm-hmm. It's so astronomical, the cost. And does the cost outweigh the benefit of it? Is the juice worth the squeeze, is what I'm saying. What movie?
Say it, and then I'm going to be very disappointed in myself.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
Say it.
Remember the movie The Girl Next Door?
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie. Do you know that movie, The Girl Next Door?
Yep.
Bro, I've watched that movie so many times. It's
Yeah,
so
it's a good
stupid.
movie. No,
but he's
it's
so
a good
right.
movie, yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? And is the juice worth all the money you're pouring into?
Are you talking about Risky Business?
No, The Girl Next Door.
No, I know, but wasn't that in Risky Business too? When the pimp-
Maybe it could have been. I
when
never
the-
saw Risky. I'm not a Tom Cruise fan.
Okay.
His face bothers me. Is that okay? Leave your comments below.
That's before all the plastic surgery, too. That was young Tom Cruise.
Dude, Tom Cruise has not aged.
It's a
What is going
vampire.
on?
It's because of Scientology.
They're all
That is true.
vampires.
But I did not just bring up religion on a podcast. I did not. I'm just saying it's because of Scientology. Move on.
Is Scientology... Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
We look at college now that you can go to a trade school, and the advice you're going to give your son when he's old enough, you're spot on, because especially plumbing, there is such a lack of people coming up to replace. To get your sewer replaced in a couple years, you're going to be waiting weeks because there's no one to come up and do that for you. There's nobody getting into plumbing. And this is a distress call that the way society works is people get married, have children, raise them, teach them an industry, and they come up and they multiply and they grow society. Okay? And
handing down life lessons, cracking eggs.
I'm going to lay statistics on you.
Making omelets.
For society to grow and benefit, you need a birth rate of 2.11 children. And we have not met that in years. So we have plumbers.
It's an interesting fact.
Dude, I have a video I can show you that's
How do you
terrifying.
have how do you have 0.11?
Well, it's an average.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It's a joke. Okay. 2.11.
You have it 2.11.
average
You
human-
didn't carry the 2 in
How
your
did-
math.
If
How did you
historically
how do you
speaking,
average a human being?
Historically speaking, and this goes back 10,000 years, a society that has a birth
Whoa, whoa,
rate.
whoa! Is the Earth 10,000 years old?
Okay, we're not talking about religion.
Who brought this guy?
If historically
weird.
speaking, a society that has a birth rate that goes below 1.9 has never recovered in history ever.
Do you know where we're at right now?
We are
2.1.
at
He just said.
1.7.
Oh, no shit.
Europe is at 1.1.
Wow.
So, luckily for this country, luckily or not luckily, however you want to look at it, the influx of South American migrants has kept our birth rate up. But if you go below that, a society cannot recover from that. It's a scary fact,
We live in a
100%,
society.
you know? And I don't know how I got on this. Oh, plumbing. So there's nobody coming up to replace the plumbers that are retiring.
Well, we're talking about trades that will never die.
Never die.
Like, people always got to eat. People are always going to have problems with
100%.
cars and plumbing, and they're
Yes.
always going to need houses built. That's like HVAC. Like, they're never going to go away.
Yes.
Like, if you want to be a lawyer, of course, people always need lawyers.
Right.
But there's how many law firms out there?
Exactly.
There's how many doctors, and yes, doctors are very important. But like,
It's a flooded market.
But I also feel like people who work in those industries have a good like mind for work and know how to work with their hands.
Yeah.
And they could work in different circumstances and like work on the fly. And if a pipe is bursting, you need to react like that instead of pulling out a manual and trying
Right.
to figure out how to do it.
We talked about it on the break, actually, and this is not a knock to our customers. We have a great rapport with our customers, and I say this all the time. We have customers that have been with us since my grandfather was running this place, okay? Even the new customers coming in, we have a great rapport with them, but the new homeowners know nothing.
Yeah.
Not even the basics. We're getting called to jobs to replace a toilet flapper. And I'm going to give you some industry insider information right now. A toilet flapper is $4. but there's a minimum that we have to charge to leave my shop to go to your house. And when you're replacing a flapper, I have to charge you $280 because there's that minimum that I have to meet.
I think it's a laziness thing too. With a lot of
Is
people,
it though? Like these people just these guys really just don't know.
No, they know. People know. People can go on YouTube. He's gone on YouTube and he's replaced his fill out his flapper.
By the way. It actually is very simple to do.
No, it is
Very simple to do.
Look, shut down my business here.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
It's easy. It's easy to make your own food at home, but people still go out.
100%.
It's easy
It's
to
not
just
difficult to bread chicken
cook
cutlets.
to make eggs, cook steak. Just put a steak on the grill and have some rice or asparagus on the side. It's not, but people don't want to do it.
guilty of it.
So what do? They order Grubhub, right?
Oh,
Uber Eats, whatever
Pay
it is.
$70 for a $4 sandwich.
And they just at the end of the week they see, oh my god, I spent $800 on
it's time.
food.
It's time.
Exactly, it's time.
It's time. So people get home from work. We started staying open an hour later now, Monday through Friday. We used to close at 5. Now we extended it to 6.
Oh wow!
Monday through Friday, and we're getting a lot of
because
people.
the need is there.
Yeah,
Really,
of course.
you get a lot of people.
We're getting
at
a
time.
good amount of people coming in that last hour solely for dinner, and they come in and they buy all the chicken cutlets, chicken Milanese, all the grilled salmon, all the stuff they're gonna go home and eat right now.
That's a huge market
that's
you
a
can
thing
cover.
that
It's very nice.
Yeah, that's what I think about. It's not just, yes, there's a new generation of people that don't know these things too, but it's so much easier to know them now with YouTube.
You would think that with
all those
YouTube and
things,
all the
but
message
people
boards and
don't-
forums.
they're done with the day.
Yeah.
They're done with
yeah.
the day. When you come home and your wife tells you the toilet is leaking, you don't think, oh my god, let me go on YouTube now. After the day of you cooking for 14 hours, you don't think, okay, let me go on YouTube, let me go to Home Depot, get the parts, put this together.
That
I'm
toilet
gonna
ran
call-
wrong for 2 weeks before I even touched it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you're gonna call somebody and say, "Listen, I don't even care about the $200.
Just get it done.
Fix it. I don't even want to look
Convenience.
at it. Yeah,
Convenience.
that's it.
Very big in our area. My parents live in Ohio, rural Ohio. People out there will bypass convenience to fix it themselves. It's a
course.
different breed out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is different.
Yes.
It's a whole different mindset. Bergen County.
We
the
make
East
enough
Coast,
money. People make enough money around
People
here.
make enough money. Yeah.
But not that we are talking crap about that, but those are the people that keep our businesses flourishing.
exactly. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
complaining.
So we're super grateful.
I'm
Listen.
not complaining. I'm just saying what it is. What
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is.
It's the reality
You can.
of it.
There's
And
somebody
that's
that
why
can,
we're successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you said Court's got 5 stars on Google. Great Foods, I think, is 4.2, 4.5. And we continue to grow that. I mean, it's all our name is what we want people to think
Yes.
of when they need plumbing issues and
Yep.
when they need fresh
sandwich.
food to bring home.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
From the gourmet market, which
Gourmet.
I've been corrected 3 times on, but saying it's not a deli.
Only 3 on camera.
Great.
Only ones we recorded.
He punched me in the side of the head after we were on camera, so I got
Not
it now.
true. Not true.
You know what? Let's delve into this. You have a partner.
Correct.
Brian.
I have 2 partners.
Do you have 2 partners?
No, I'm only kidding. I have my wife and then I have my other wife. No.
Let's shout out the partners because you want to fluff their butt a little bit on
Absolutely.
camera.
So
How important it is to have a good partner in the
it
industry.
is so important. So one, I would have never bought the business by myself. I wouldn't have done it.
Okay.
Because it is way too much for one person to have their hands on. And if anyone were to sit here and tell you that they could have done it by themselves, they've even had too much of that bottle or they're just trying to fluff their own ass.
Right.
But with the right partner, like a marriage, you need to have great lines of communication, but you also need to be able to accomplish things without communicating because you've already communicated enough to know that I know what he's thinking and we're going to get this done together. So
You want to
luckily,
say something about that?
just tell him you love him, dude. He asked you to say it.
I know how to. I know how to get him out of his slumps. I know how to get him out of his slumps.
So you need to just go get him a nice Jersey Mike sandwich.
Yeah.
He'll be the happiest individual
I'm
ever.
gonna go get him
Toasted.
the Jersey
Toasted.
Mike sandwich, and I'm gonna tell you to switch the bread out for him.
There you go. Bring me all the ingredients and I'll put it in one of my rolls. No, it's so I was very fortunate also to know Brian from high school. So we both went to Paramus together. We both worked at the store as little grunts together. So we've had, like I said, a
You have a
very
history.
strong relationship.
You have a history.
Is why I say, me, Brian, Jenna, Jamie, we all go out And
Sounds like a sitcom.
Yeah, it's me, Brian, Jenna, Jamie, But we'll go out and I'll say something to Jenna, Brian's wife, as if I'm married to Brian, just because we spend more time together than we do with our actual wives. So we are, we have a business together. We're on all the same 50-50, so we're basically married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We say that all the time. He hates it, but I say it all the time.
You guys are married, whether you like it or not, and congratulations to both of you. I'm happy
You're
to be
you're
here.
way overdue.
When was it legal in the state of Jersey?
Is it legal? It's legal. That was Obama's term that became legal nationwide. We could have gotten this done.
You know how you know when the day I knew it was like that, like a partnership where we used to eat in the truck together. We were in the same truck and we used to eat, and he'd throw on Judge Judy or Kitchen Nightmares or whatever.
Does he know this? We watch Judge Judy every day.
Or Kitchen Nightmares.
That's our show.
That's your thing?
That's
Yes.
lunchtime.
It was on at the store today, by the way. I just want to say that.
I love her. And he loves her now because I love her.
We couldn't believe
Anyway,
she was
continue.
still on. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
He would anything he eats, he like that. It's like eating spaghetti.
No,
anything.
I'm a
anything.
slurper.
Slurps. Soup is the same as a sandwich. It's a steak.
How do you slurp a sandwich?
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly.
He's lying.
It's the same thing.
Doesn't
And
look
I
like he's lying.
And I had to say it one day. I had to say I hate
Oh,
He
the
goes,
way
I
you
hate
eat.
how
yeah,
you
you
eat
guys are
lunch.
married, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
he grit his teeth at me. I spit out. It was so funny. It was literally because like he said that, and I just flashed back to my grandparents bickering.
Oh my God,
It was
yeah.
so funny. And dude, that relationship between me and him, between you and your partners, there's such a common thread that we all can relate to.
Oh
It's
my God.
freaking hysterical.
we Brian and I say we spend more time together than we do with our own wives.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm telling you, like, Steven had told me I was working at the store, so was Brian, and I think it was like Brian's day off. And Steven had told me, he said, I'm thinking about selling the business. That's how we came upon buying the business.
Okay.
It wasn't listed or anything like that. Just came up and told me.
I'm going to readjust this real quick. You're good.
Came up and told me I'm thinking about buying the business, and I said I'm thinking about selling the business, and I said, oh shit. Like, for first question is, what does that mean to me? Because I'm working here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I also thought, like, could Brian and I buy the business? Like, we've worked here. The people know us.
Yeah.
So I called Brian in a joking way. I was like, yo, you want to buy the store? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, do you want to buy the store? And it's funny, too, because we both were doing things that were not store related.
Okay.
So Brian was working with his mom's boyfriend, who owns an electric company, and he was working electric with that individual on the side. And he was thinking about going to a trade school to learn it and then become licensed.
It's a great industry.
Absolutely. And I was kind of in a slump on culinary because I now was back at the store for the third time. I had just left my last restaurant, and I was pretty much just like, I'm done with restaurants. I'm not doing them anymore. And I was back at the store, and I was pretty much doing the what am I doing with my life kind of thing. And after long conversations with my mother and my wife, I said, I think I'm going to give HVAC a try, because that's what my father did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I would have hired you in a heartbeat.
I said to Brian, I said, do you want to buy?
Anyway, go ahead.
That's right. I'm doing it right here. Yeah. I said, do you want to buy the store? We joked about it. We said, nah, that's freaking crazy. We're not going to do that. We both, I went to, what is it? Eastwick. I went to Lincoln Tech. I went to Bergen Tech over there.
You did all this
I
stuff.
interviewed a bunch of different schools, got pricing on it, this whole thing. Brian was working electric with that individual. And then he finally comes back around and he's like, I think we should buy the store. And I'm like, well, F you, man. Like, I asked you that 2 months ago, and you were like, nah, that's crazy. And I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And now you come back to me, and you're like, I think we should do it. And I'm like, I'm already invested. I'm about to sign up for a school. You know, so it was more of that, like, okay, maybe we should. Because, again, we're buying a business that we know thoroughly, which is great. The customers know us. They know our faces.
Yeah.
It was, like I told you, we didn't close the store. We closed the store for one day to just sign paperwork.
Holy crap. Are you serious?
So Steven worked on a Monday. on the last day on a Monday. I think it was April 30th. We signed paperwork on like May 1st, which is my mother's birthday. Shout out to my mother. And then we reopened May 2nd with like 3 lunch parties.
You know what's crazy about your story is it's almost like you fell into this, but you did not by chance fall into this.
No,
it was
you're
like,
absolutely right.
It's like cosmically set up.
It was
Yeah.
made for you.
Yeah. That's
12 years old, working in a deli.
Gourmet
used to
market, this
grow-
guy.
Bro, start a podcast.
No, it was a deli.
Start doing a podcast.
It was
about
a
this.
deli before you took it over.
No, it was a gourmet market too.
It was?
Steve was more adamant about that.
I will,
Adamant
so
about
listen.
that than I am.
My bad.
That guy had delicious food.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
soups were always
food.
banging.
You should bring back the salad bar.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because people ask for it all the
I
time.
love a good salad bar.
No. You're at Phil.
And they're not here anymore.
You would with that sweater.
People ask for it all the time. Logistically, it just doesn't work anymore.
What, like the way the store's
Takes
set
up
up?
space.
Yeah, the way
takes
the
up a lot of
store's set
space.
up.
It is true, yeah.
It takes a lot more preparation in the morning.
Yeah.
And that preparation is now focused on other things.
Yeah.
So it's been so long without it that it just would hinder operation, honestly. But people ask for it all the time.
It was funny. We were talking off camera. So there's a kinship between me and Matt with the restaurant business.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit too, but I started in the restaurant business when I was 19 years old. We were talking about the movie Waiting.
Great
and
movie.
how much that movie. So I started at TGI Fridays in the year 2000 when the waiters wore the crazy hat and
Yeah,
the
like-
suspenders and the pins and the flair. Flair was a real thing. It was in the new employee handbook. You had to have a certain amount of flair.
17
It is
pieces.
true. Office Space nailed that.
Oh, they did.
Dude, the movie Waiting.
What was it? It was also that movie with Jennifer Aniston. What was it?
Well, Office Space.
That was Office Space.
That
yeah.
was Office
where she
Space.
had the
Yeah,
flair.
Yeah.
You had
okay.
15 pieces of flair.
I remember.
I know that's required, but you should be going over and above.
Yeah.
And she couldn't handle it.
That's the minimum.
That's the minimum. You don't want,
Yeah.
you don't want to be a minimum type of girl here. Fridays was just like that, dude. But Waiting nailed the chain restaurant business to a T.
Yes.
It was so, when that movie came out, we all watched it at like 4:00 in the morning when we all punched out at that movie nailed every aspect to it. There's so much you learn about life in the restaurant business. And you said it in the first half where everyone should have restaurant experience.
I stand by that. You could ask me that question
It's true.
50 years from now, and I'll
Dude,
still say the same thing.
It guides you in life where you learn lessons and you learn patience and appreciation.
Do people? Do people
people what?
actually
In the industry,
I think,
absolutely.
I think you guys learn.
Well, I actually-
think
you know
there's
what,
a
Max? No,
handful
people learn.
of
No,
people
Phil,
who learn
he's
lessons.
onto something. I'm telling you, he's onto something because
He's never
you
been
could-
onto something.
I'm onto it all. I'm onto all of you.
You could either work in the restaurant industry and get all those things that Phil mentioned,
Yeah.
or you can be a restaurant snob.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
could be the server
Okay.
in the table going,
So
I know the
many
chef
people.
can do that because
Yeah.
I know we do that in my restaurant.
Yeah.
You've come across
You are
plenty
right.
of those people.
Okay, you are right.
So many
Damn it.
people.
Max, I got you.
I hate
So
to give
many
him the
people
credit,
that
but I
haven't
give him the
learned
credit.
that haven't learned or grown from that. Because I think the point of that is also to grow from that. Because at the end of the day, that is a job I think that you need to learn. Like you need to learn from and take it into other aspects of your life,
You have
right?
to have a personality for that. Some people just don't make it in the restaurant business.
some people don't.
You have to have a personality that is transferable. I say this all the time. I don't know if I said this in the first half. And I know, I don't want to talk too much because I want to give you space to speak, but I worked construction for 14 years, building high-end swimming pools, doing plumbing, but the restaurant business taught me way more
You did
than
say
what
it
I
in the
use
first time.
today than that construction job did.
Wow.
Because of dealing
kinda
with
bone-chilling in a
customers. Dude, dealing with customers, being able to talk to them, being able to fraternize with them, being able to go back and forth, being able to understand their perspective, being able to read the room.
Oh, my God.
All that comes from waiting tables and bartending.
100%.
Way more than construction. And I was in a high-end pool building company where I built Al Pacino's pool. I built Oprah's pool. I built who's the hysterical Chris Rock's pool. I built
No shit.
all these high-end pools. I built a pool for a guy who owns 2 seats on the stock market. This guy has more money than God. Okay? I know the ins and outs of construction and how to fabricate and build and how to make things work. And the restaurant business taught me way more about life and customer service than that job ever did.
I love that.
There you go. There's your reel right there.
That was nice.
There's your winning reel from this episode
That is
right
so
there.
great.
It's true.
You're
I
dramatic.
mean, it really is. I think other than obviously my mother, but she's the strongest woman I know. So
Yeah.
she played a big part in who I am. But working in the restaurant industry was the other 50%, 100%, because of like being able to problem solve, being able to take direction. You were saying it before, being able to grow. I always tell people like when they come in, they ask me like, oh, how to make it in the restaurant industry. I said, bite your lip, shut up, and listen to everything they want to
Put
tell
a
you.
smile on your face.
When I first got to Roots in Ridgewood, I was green. I never worked in a restaurant like Roots caliber before. I worked at Houlihan's, and what did I learn from Houlihan's? I learned how to cook in volume and sling food. All right, and consistency, because that's you were talking about stuffed mushrooms. I think off air, you could go to Houlihan's and have their stuffed mushrooms now, and they will taste like they did 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah.
consistency.
Consistency.
That is what people want when they
Yes.
go to Houlihan's. They want to have the quesadilla. They want to have the Santa Fe pasta because it consistently tastes the same.
Look at you spouting the menu off. Oh, that's good for
I
you.
could sit here all day and spout the menu. But when I went to Roots in Ridgewood, they want to be consistent, but it was more about plating and elegance and making food look good
It's a
because
different
you eat
atmosphere.
with your eyes
Yes.
before you eat with your mouth.
Yeah.
All right. So I got there. I had a sous chef and I was super green, and the sous chef that I was working with for a month got fired. Right, a new one comes in, and I've heard stories about him. He went to Johnson and Wales. He worked at one of the premier restaurants that Harvest has, Huntley Tavern in Summit, New Jersey. And I was all nervous when I knew he was coming that day. I went up to him first thing. I said, "How you doing? My name's Matt. Chef, how are you? Chef Justin White shout you out." And I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. I did not go to culinary school. I don't know any of the terminology you're going to sling at me, but I want to learn everything that you have in your head.
How did he respond?
He said, "I got you, no problem."
So get away from me, peasant.
No, but it's funny you say that, Max, and I know you're joking, but there are people in our industry that either go, "No, F you, get away from me. I learned what I know. You have to go out and learn it, but not from me because I already learned it."
Yeah.
Or there's people like Chef Justin who will go, "No
complete
problem.
opposite.
I got you.
Yeah.
I will show you everything." But as me, as the individual, you have to be willing to absorb all that information.
Yeah, thick
That's-
skin.
that's
thick
key.
skin. Thick skin in your industry, in that industry, is definitely key.
But a willingness to be told something.
Yes.
Because a lot of people in any industry just think they come in and know everything.
Right.
The people when I now years later, and I become the chef and I'm hiring staff, you know what I'm saying? And I have someone who is green, doesn't know much, and maybe at a culinary school, maybe not. Or I have someone who is 7 to 10 years experience and worked at these restaurants. I'm telling you right now, 10 times out of 10, I'm hiring this person that's green.
Yeah.
Why? Because they don't have habits I need to break.
Exactly.
I can
Exactly.
teach them habits.
That's you're 100% right.
I will live by that all day, every
Me
day.
too. I'm right there with you. Dude, listen, and you know what I found also, because when I was working at the other construction place, a lot of guys would come in and come out. The guys that come in that are loud, boisterous, outgoing, they don't last.
Phil?
It's the guys who come in that are quiet, observant, looking around, reading the room, that stay. And you came in, you were quiet, you were observant, you were looking around. It's a guy that comes in that is joking around and loud. In 2 weeks, he's gone.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to, strip this pipe or
Yeah.
change this or what. I know how to saute fish or, but no, you don't.
It's 100%
I've seen your
true.
plates.
Yeah.
I've seen what you could.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Oh, that is that. And I used to love the saying. Oh, back when I was at X.
Yeah.
All right, then my first question would be, well, why the hell aren't you there anymore?
Exactly.
Why are you here now?
Well, X is still there. Why aren't
X
you
is
there?
still operating. I actually go to X frequently. Why are you here now?
Their fish just got better.
Yeah. And then they'll always go, oh, well, complications between this. But no, because your fat mouth couldn't shut up for a shift, and then you got fired, bro. I know why you're here.
Yeah.
I used to love that. Oh, back when I was at, we had this guy. Obviously, I won't say his name, but he worked at Panache. Cafe Panache, the very, very upscale restaurant. And he would constantly, we called him Panache. We called him Captain Panache, because all he would do was talk about Cafe Panache. And don't get me wrong, that's a great restaurant, and there's nothing bad to say about that place, but he would be like, of course, I used to work at Panache. So, well, you don't work there now. So there's reasons why you work here now. So either adapt and evolve or get out.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
That's it. That's
Or
how
shut
it is.
your panache.
You can sense that, and I'm
exactly.
telling
Shut your
bro,
panache.
the restaurant business taught me that insight. It really did.
100%.
I can't describe how much the restaurant business, even if you're just a schmuck waiter in a restaurant, you just pick so much up about life. It's crazy.
The bad stuff too, right?
All the Jesus.
Yes.
My mom watches this show. We want to be careful.
I'm sorry.
Actually, no, my mom is.
But you also have plenty of fun, though.
Dude, I tell you this
With
much.
responsibility, you had lots of fun.
So I grew up a pastor's kid. I wasn't the best pastor's kid. I was actually a jerk growing up, and I gave my parents a lot of grief. And I
Tread lightly.
I'll give this to my parents that they put up with a lot from me, okay? I was a troubled kid, came with a troubled past. I moved down here. I grew up in Sparta.
Okay.
My whole family graduated from Riverdale. I'm the only one that graduated from Sparta, like out of town. And I come down here, and immediately the debauchery in the restaurant business just is like, it's just like,
oh, it's out. It'll suck you up big
dude.
time.
It'll suck you up, and it'll kill
It's like
you,
the
or it'll
Kraken in the ocean.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
It'll take you down, or it'll teach you lessons, and you move on from it.
Absolutely.
So, and that's why I always go back to the movie Waiting. It freaking nailed it. It's so funny. Like, there's people that will get sucked into the restaurant business for the rest of your life, and I'm not saying you, because you have moved on.
I know exactly who you're referring to.
Yeah.
50, 60-year-old line cooks, still slugging steaks and doing all kinds of stuff.
And not move on.
And I'm like, dude.
And listen, we need those.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you're a smart guy. I'm a smart guy. You're a smart guy. There needs to be progression, and that lifestyle will take people down with them. It's a real issue.
It's
It's
very, very scary.
Let me throw my aunt out as an example. My aunt, so there's a lot of the Courts family, and I don't mind saying this, the Courts family is troubled. It's a huge family.
Careful what you do. The name is on the.
I don't care. Paul will say this. Paul has said this on the Thanksgiving episode. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of mental issues. My aunt, she's the second in line out of 7. Okay. She's almost 70 now. She spent her whole life in restaurant business, and she lived that life of partying all the way to her 50s.
Wow.
Now,
that's a long time.
She finally snapped out of it. Now she's phenomenally successful in the medical industry, so she snapped out of it. But the restaurant business will teach you things, but it will also take you and grab you and hold you.
It's a ride.
Yes.
It's a ride.
100%.
I'm telling you. And I'm still young, so I'm not going to say it's a young man's game. But like living the life of waking up, going to work for 14 hours, drinking for 3 hours, waking up and doing that on repeat for 5 days a week, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That is exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Exhausting. And if not,
it'll age you.
Handled. Oh, absolutely.
It'll age you.
If not handled properly, I mean, you will get sucked into it.
Listen, I'm going to throw this shout out to you right now that you broke out, you learned what you needed to do, and you own a phenomenally successful business right now.
I appreciate that.
Because listen, you guys, there's delis all over the place.
It's not a deli. It's
I'm not
a
saying
deli.
This is a deli. I'm saying there's delis that will pump out a ham and cheese all day long.
You make more than sandwiches.
But you guys,
you make creations.
You learned from that place. You learned what tastes good, what's presentable. I have to give props to you, and that's why That's why we started the show, to uplift and glorify
uplift
the
the sandwich.
entrepreneur.
No, that's the you're absolutely.
To glorify the
glorify
sandwich
to glorify the drunken chicken parm.
and the side.
Ooh, do you make a good vodka sauce?
The
We
side.
make the best vodka
Do
sauce.
you?
I'm not even trying to front. Yeah,
I love
Macaroni
a
salad.
drunken chicken parm.
we make a really
hard
good.
to find a good macaroni
we make a
salad.
great macaroni salad, great potato salad, and no one gives our potato salad a chance because we're 2 doors down from Schreiber's, who I know is the potato salad king.
They
of
really
Bergen
do
County.
have-
I get it.
Can you crack that recipe?
No, I can't, and I don't want any
And I
part
don't
of
want
it
it-
because I thoroughly enjoy my relationship with them, and I know that they have the best potato salad. But goddamn, you gotta give my fucking excuse my language. You gotta give my potato salad a chance.
I'm there tomorrow for lunch.
Phil, you got people, people out there in YouTube land. You
I
gotta,
think- you know what I
gotta
think we
give
should
it.
do?
I'm serious. You gotta give it a chance.
I think we
it
should
is really
host
good.
a competition with Schreiber's and
Nah, see, that's a very slighted competition because they have like 150 years of like
Yeah.
best potato salad in Bergen County, which I'm not trying to take anything away from that. It is delicious, but the
yeah.
problem is ours doesn't sell because I 2 doors down from world's best potato salad. But
We're
we
going
do
there
make
for lunch tomorrow.
we do make a great vodka chicken parm, drunken chicken parm. We add super side to it, hot or sweet if we have it, and that elevates it even more. Fresh basil. See, those are the things that you don't
fresh.
think
Yes,
about.
yes.
Those. So yeah, you can go get vodka sauce on chicken cutlet without
Right.
the
All right,
mozzarella
we're
anywhere.
coming for the chicken parm at your
But
place.
if
and
you
the
add a
potato
little super
salad.
side to it, a little fresh basil, a little red pepper flake on a beautiful ciabatta roll, now we're talking about sandwiches, Phil.
I am starving right now. Give the audience 3 menu items that they have to try.
Okay. Number one is the number one on the lunch special menu. Chicken Milanese, fresh mozz, tomato, arugula, balsamic vinaigrette on a ciabatta. Number 2, I would probably say the beautiful honey mustard grilled salmon. Can't go wrong with that. It's beautifully fresh Canadian grilled salmon with a little bit of Cajun spice just for seasoning and honey mustard glaze. And then 3, chicken noodle. Can't go wrong with a chicken noodle soup. Hell yeah.
You make, yeah?
Phil, I gotta make chicken noodle soup 3-4 times a week.
I love how you say my name and then lay into it. I
want you to
the chicken.
feel what I'm about to tell you. No, but seriously, like
Linda, you're not listening.
I could make
Linda, you're not listening.
I could make chicken noodle every day if I had enough chicken. I go through like 400 pounds of chicken a week on all
Are
the
you
chicken.
exaggerating?
No,
You gotta get-
I'm not.
You know what? I
Are
love
you
chicken
freaking
salad.
serious? Are you
You
talking?
guys got a good chicken salad?
Yes, we have 3 different types of chicken salad. I have the chicken
I'm in.
salad with grapes and pecans. I have your all white chunky chicken salad, which is your typical chicken salad
Sold.
with mayo, celery, and salt, pepper. And I have a curry mango chicken salad with craisins, walnuts, celery, and scallions.
You know what I'm gonna say about your
This guy.
gourmet market that has nothing to do with the food. I walked in there when you guys did the switch. The customer service was amazing.
Yeah.
It was, your staff
Thank
was
you for
so
noticing.
friendly.
No, yeah, no.
The first time I was in there, like I hung out after getting my food just to joke around with the people. That's
question.
very important.
That's what I wanted.
Why no breakfast?
You know what, Max? That's a great question. All right. And it's definitely a question that Brian and I have volleyed back and forth. All right. My first answer is always the deli does breakfast sandwiches. I don't need to do any of that because we're open an hour later. We get the dinner business. How much do you sell an egg sandwich for? $6 to $8. You know, maybe you get a coffee. That's $9-10. All right. And then now, do I want to be there 2 hours earlier to pump out
Makes sense.
$10 breakfasts?
Makes sense.
Or do I want to be there an hour later and sell you on $25 worth
Right.
of grilled salmon and chicken parm and all that stuff? I'd rather get you at the end of the
Bro,
day.
you are a business-minded man, and I respect that highly.
Not just me. I mean, and those are conversations that you have with a good partner.
You have
That
a
was
good
all
partner.
Brian.
Yes. Actually, Brian queued me up on that. He said, when they ask about breakfast, this is what you're going to
You
say.
send them
He's
2
got an
doors
ear-
down.
He's got an earpiece in.
We
Right?
don't do that here.
Copy that. No. That's honestly, and again, I still say it all the time because I'll go over to the deli. You know, they open up whenever they open. You know what I'm saying? Craig's always there. And we open up at 9, and I'll go over because we have a great relationship with them. They come over, hey, you got carrots, hey, I got onions, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go over there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's great to have good friendships. Just going to say that.
It is. And
It's
I'm gonna add
very
to that
good
when you're done,
to
but
have good
keep going.
friendships. But I'll go over there, and they're pumped. They got 6-7 DPW guys in there.
Yeah.
getting lunch, and I'm getting breakfast. I know you guys go there because I see the truck parked in the front.
We do.
So don't BS me. Don't BS the BSer. But I think to myself, I'm not ready to work that early.
Yeah.
I want to see you at the end of the day.
I will say this to what you just said about having a good relationship with people that are in your industry, in your area. I've had plumbers that are supposed to be my competition in this town that we have on this show. And we banter and we talk and we joke around and we share
And we
tips
slash
with
their
each other.
tires.
And we slash their tires.
Steal their jobs.
Yeah.
No.
Undercut their
dude,
prices.
There's no
everything.
reason to be cutthroat around here.
No.
There's so much business.
So much business, and everyone has a lane.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that I can't get into Craig's lane. That's the owner of Schreiber's.
Right.
And he can't come into my lane because we do things that are very similar, but everyone knows where to go for certain items.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have your own thing.
To have a friendship, I had it when I worked at Roots Steakhouse in Ridgewood. The parking lot was here, and then butted up behind it was a tavern. I forget the name of it at the top of my head.
Steel Wheel, not Steel Wheel.
No, you think about it. I'm gonna keep talking.
Yep.
So I had a great relationship with them. All right, I'm at a Slider Buns. I run over. I literally run in the middle of service. Right. Picking up 3 orders of sliders. Chef, no more slider buns. Well, screw me. How come no one told me? But we'll get on to that. I run over to the I can't think of the freaking place.
Yep,
and,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, can I get some slider buns? Yeah, no problem.
They
come over. Our fish order didn't come. Do you have any extra oysters? Of course. You gotta have that relationship.
You cultivated that relationship.
You have to have that relationship.
Dude, I was
I
working
feel
on
like
a Sunday.
buns and oysters. That's not an even trade.
I definitely took
Not a
more
fair
than buns.
trade.
Don't you worry.
You cultivate that relation. I was working on a Sunday. I didn't have a circulator. I called one of the guys in town who's supposed to be my competitor. He's like, yeah, just come over. I got a circulator for you. That's important. It's not good. I don't know the word, but it's not good karma to be cutthroat and tell the next guy who's in your industry to go F himself.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's not.
Absolutely not.
It'll always come back.
I mean, I'm sure wherever you get parts or material or anything like that. I mean, I use different vendors than they do.
Yeah.
But it's great to compare.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, oh, where are you getting such and such from?
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting it here. How much you paying? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and do the vendors love that we're having these conversations? Obviously not. But it's nice to have those relationships.
To bounce off each other.
And then, oh, yo, hey, order me that, or I'll switch over to there. Or so many times we've done that. And it's the relationships like that are what help you succeed.
Yes.
It's better to have friends than enemies.
Because you're going to build your business and grow alongside these people, and you don't want to grow alongside an enemy.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
I don't want to look over my shoulder.
No, absolutely not. Matt, I had a blast.
This was a lot of fun.
This was a ton of fun. You put out so much interesting information. The reels from this episode are going to be great. Listen, tell people where they can find you.
Okay.
Great Foods Oradell.
So Great Foods _Oradell is the Instagram. Greatfoodsmarket.com is the website. It's updated daily with specials. We change the soups and sandwiches every day. You can find me at 225 Kinnicamack Road in Oradell.
225 Kinnicamack.
225
On the
Kinnicamack
death
Road.
curve.
Be careful. Don't park in the crosswalk because the cops don't like that.
Yep.
But you can park in front of me. You got a full parking lot in the back.
You do have a great location.
Yeah,
You killed it on the location.
That is why, another reason why Brian and I bought it. I mean, could we have started our own thing in Old Japan? Sure. But who knows Matt and Brian?
It would have been an uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like starting a new business, the first struggles of the 2 years, to make it out of the 2 years is a challenging thing. We're right on that cusp, and I don't see us going anywhere.
Yeah.
So come see me at Great Foods Market in Oradell.
Guys, definitely go see Matt at Great Foods. Phenomenal location, phenomenal food, phenomenal staff. The staff is so friendly. I can't talk about you guys enough. I'm going to be there for lunch tomorrow.
Appreciate that.
Matt, thanks so much for coming on. Again, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
Guys, we always want to remind you to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe to us on Instagram, check us out on Instagram, share the reels, get the word out. We're always looking for local business owners to come on. Again, I'm going to reiterate, if you're interested in coming on, if you're in a cool industry, if you're a small business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to go to quartzplumbing.com. You're going to click the podcast link on the upper right hand side. You're going to fill out Be a Guest application. We'll get you on. It's a lot of fun. Banter's great. We'll delve into your business, and it's just one long commercial for your business, right?
And he's getting a new chair soon.
And we're getting new chairs. Okay, so your butt will be comfortable, golden, good to go.
We need a
Again,
sweater salesman as well.
I'm going to
hit us
wear
up.
this on every episode now. Again, guys, just to remind you, this show is sponsored by Jigsaw PMR, Property Maintenance Restoration, Mold, Fire, Water, Sewer Damage. They'll come in. They have all the tricks of the trade to come in to figure out where you have issues in your house. They will remediate any mold, water damage. Phenomenal contractor, super responsive. JigsawPMR.com. And folks, again, we want to invite you to like, share, subscribe. I already said that.
Yeah.
Never
Guys,
hurts to say it again.
No, yeah, it doesn't hurt to say it again. Guys, check us out next week, and we will see you here next time.